Have you ever felt trapped by invisible chains, guilt, obligation, or the weight of someone else's expectations? Manipulation often begins with these subtle pressures, making us question our own needs and boundaries. In this video, we'll uncover the secret language manipulators use, and more importantly, how you can break free. Today, you'll learn 5 of the most common manipulation tactics and 5 actionable solutions, all grounded in social psychology. Let's start by visualizing the pain point. Imagine a person entangled by words like guilt and obligation, struggling to move forward. This is the reality for many, but it doesn't have to be yours. Set the stage. Here, what you'll discover, the 5 most common tactics used to manipulate and 5 science-backed solutions to defend your boundaries. This journey is about personal empowerment and psychological resilience. Picture a bold, high-contrast title card, 5 tactics and 5 solutions. This isn't just theory, it's a toolkit you can use in real life. Ready to decode manipulation and reclaim your autonomy? Let's dive in. Manipulation thrives when we feel out of control. Social psychology shows that manipulators exploit our emotional brain, the limbic system, while bypassing our rational prefrontal cortex. When emotions run high, logic takes a back seat. Imagine a simple animated diagram. On one side, the limbic system in chaos. On the other, the prefrontal cortex calmly in control. Understanding this internal tug-of-war is the first step to regaining your power. When you recognize the psychological roots, you can start to shift the balance back in your favor. First tactic is the guilt trap. Manipulators use guilt to make you feel responsible for their happiness or discomfort. Picture a ledger of emotional debts where you're always in the red. The principle at play is reciprocity, our instinct to repay perceived debts. But here's the countermeasure. Visualize a shield. You can protect yourself by recognizing when guilt is being weaponized and reminding yourself that you are not responsible for others' emotions. This awareness is your first line of defense. Next is emotional flooding. Manipulators overwhelm you with a surge of emotions, anger, sadness, or urgency, making it hard to think clearly. Imagine a rising wave threatening to drown your rational mind. The psychological principle here is commitment consistency. Once you start responding, you feel compelled to keep going. The countermeasure: hit the pause button. Take a breath, step back, and give yourself space to process. This simple act can break the cycle and restore your clarity. The third tactic is moving the goalposts. Just when you think you've met expectations, the target shifts. Manipulators keep you chasing approval that never comes. Visualize a finish line that keeps moving further away. The principle here is unattainable standards which erode your confidence. The countermeasure: set your own clear standards and stick to them. Picture a firm boundary line, your personal finish line that doesn't move. This is how you reclaim control. For every manipulation tactic, there's a countermeasure. Visualize a shield, your psychological protection. When you recognize the tactic, you can activate your shield. Pause, reflect, and respond with intention. This isn't about confrontation, it's about self-preservation. The more you practice, the stronger your shield becomes. Remember, boundaries are not walls, they're shields that let in what's healthy and keep out what's harmful. Now let's look at hidden tactics. Gaslighting is a manipulator's tool for distorting your reality. Imagine looking into a mirror that twists your reflection, making you doubt your own memory and perception. This confusion is intentional. The defense: keep a digital notepad or journal. Document your experiences to anchor yourself in reality. Over time, this record becomes your evidence and your reassurance. DARVO stands for deny, attack, reverse victim, and offender. Manipulators use this to flip the script, making you feel like the aggressor. Picture a circular, broken argument path. No matter what you say, you end up blamed. The defense: draw a firm, straight line. Stay grounded in your facts and refuse to be drawn into endless debates. Your clarity is your power. A digital notepad or journal is a powerful tool against gaslighting and DARVO. By recording your interactions and feelings, you create an objective record that can't be easily twisted. This habit not only protects your memory, but also strengthens your confidence in your own perspective. Over time, your notes become a shield against manipulation, helping you see patterns and stand firm. Let's move to mastery. Step 1 is to define your kill criteria, your non-negotiable standards before any interaction. This means deciding in advance what you will and won't tolerate. Imagine a checklist or a bold line drawn in the sand. When you know your limits, you're less likely to be swayed by guilt or pressure. This clarity is the foundation of strong boundaries. Step 2 is to use strategic language. This means owning your decisions with I statements like, "I will be starting at 9 a.m." Such language signals confidence and reduces room for manipulation. Visualize a speech bubble or a bold statement on a clean background. When you speak with clarity and conviction, others are less likely to push your boundaries. Step 3 is the broken record technique. When someone challenges your boundary, calmly repeat your stance without justification. Imagine a record player looping the same phrase. This technique neutralizes pressure and shows you won't be worn down. Over time, the manipulator realizes their tactics won't work, and your boundary stands firm. Step 4 is to accept the discomfort, what psychologists call the extinction burst. When you enforce a boundary, manipulators may escalate their tactics. This discomfort is a sign your boundary is working. Visualize a storm passing over a strong, unyielding wall. Hold your line, breathe through the discomfort, and know that it will pass. This is where true resilience is built. Step 5 is to recruit your witness. Share your boundary plan with a trusted person who can support and hold you accountable. This external accountability makes it much harder for manipulators to break through. Picture two people standing together, one offering support. With a witness, your boundaries become even stronger and more resilient. Imagine a figure gradually building a strong, clear, protective boundary around themselves. Each step, defining criteria, using language, repeating your stance, accepting discomfort, and recruiting support, adds another layer of strength. The boundary isn't a prison, it's a zone of safety and empowerment. This visual metaphor reminds us that boundaries are built, not born, and every action you take makes yours stronger. Let's see all 5 steps together in a clean, organized slide. Each step is represented by a bold icon and a short phrase. Define criteria, strategic language, broken record, accept discomfort, recruit witness. This visual summary makes it easy to remember and apply the process in your own life. Keep this mental checklist handy whenever you face manipulation. As you practice these steps, notice the shift from feeling burdened and confused to experiencing clarity and freedom. Visualize the transformation, the chains of guilt and obligation falling away, replaced by a confident, upright stance. This is the power of psychological boundaries, turning vulnerability into strength and confusion into certainty. Empowerment isn't just a feeling, it's a practice. Each time you set and defend a boundary, you reinforce your self-worth and resilience. Picture a person standing tall, surrounded by a golden aura of confidence. This is what it looks like to reclaim your autonomy and live on your own terms. The more you practice, the easier it becomes. Resilience is the final layer of protection. It's built through repeated practice and self-reflection. Visualize a sturdy wall or shield, weathering storms but never breaking. This resilience allows you to face manipulation without fear, knowing you have the tools to protect yourself. Over time, your boundaries become second nature, and manipulation loses its power. Let's end with a powerful image. The main subject, free, confident, and energetically resilient. No longer chained by guilt or confusion, they move forward with purpose and clarity. This is the ultimate goal of boundary mastery, living life on your own terms, empowered and unafraid. Remember, the secret language of manipulation loses its power when you speak the language of boundaries.